Revan's story is one of transformation, straddling the line between light and darkness in ways few characters in the Star Wars universe ever do. His journey begins in an era defined by conflict and strife, as the galaxy teeters on the edge of chaos. As a young and promising Jedi Knight, Revan quickly rises in prominence, hailed for his extraordinary abilities and tactical brilliance. But unlike many of his peers, Revan is not content to merely serve the will of the Council. He is driven by a deeper, almost insatiable curiosity and need to understand the very essence of the Force, both its light and dark aspects. From the beginning, Revan's relationship with the Force is marked by a sense of pragmatism and complexity. He recognizes the power that comes from following the traditional path of the Jedi, but he is equally drawn to the forbidden allure of the dark side. When the Mandalorian Wars threaten the stability of the Republic, Revan cannot stand idly by. The Jedi Council, wary of becoming embroiled in yet another conflict, advises caution and restraint. However, Revan's fierce sense of justice and duty to protect the innocent overrides his loyalty to the Council's teachings. Alongside his loyal friend and fellow Jedi, Malak, Revan leads a contingent of like-minded Jedi into battle, disregarding the Council's wishes. The decision to defy the Council marks a turning point in Revan's life. It is here that we see the beginnings of a moral ambiguity that will come to define his character. By choosing to intervene in the Mandalorian Wars, Revan positions himself as both hero and rebel. His actions save countless lives and ultimately turn the tide of the war in favor of the Republic. However, his methods and willingness to embrace unorthodox strategies lead him down a path that few Jedi have dared to tread. The horrors of war take their toll, and Revan's exposure to the darkness within the galaxy begins to shift his perspective on the Force. As the war reaches its climax, Revan and Malak discover evidence of a greater threat lurking beyond the known galaxy. It is here that Revan's complexity deepens further. Rather than return to the Republic as heroes, he and Malak venture into the unknown, seeking answers to the mysteries they have uncovered. This decision to leave everything behind in pursuit of knowledge underscores Revan's insatiable curiosity and his willingness to sacrifice personal ties for the sake of a greater cause. What he finds in the darkness beyond the stars, however, changes him forever. Upon their return, Revan and Malak are no longer the Jedi they once were. They have been irrevocably altered by their encounters with the dark side and their discoveries in the unknown regions. Now proclaiming themselves Sith Lords, Revan and Malak wage war against the very Republic they once defended. Their motivations, however, are far from straightforward. While Revan seeks power, it is not for personal gain, but rather a twisted sense of order and control. He believes that the Republic, weakened by internal corruption and complacency, is incapable of facing the true threats that lie beyond the known galaxy. In his mind, he is the only one capable of saving it, even if that means conquering it first. Revan's transformation into a Sith Lord is both tragic and compelling. Unlike many Sith, he does not descend into madness or blind hatred. His actions are calculated, his vision clear, and his ambition tempered by a sense of responsibility. He genuinely believes that the dark side offers a path to greater understanding and control, one that can be wielded for the benefit of the galaxy. Yet in embracing this path, he loses touch with the very principles that once guided him. His fall is not one of weakness but of conviction, a conviction that he is the only one who truly understands what is necessary to protect the galaxy. The return of Revan as a Sith Lord marks a new era of conflict, with the Republic and the Jedi Order struggling to contend with the might of his empire. Revan's tactical brilliance and deep understanding of both light and dark aspects of the Force make him an unparalleled adversary. His complex relationship with Malak, once his trusted ally and friend, begins to fracture as the two are consumed by their respective desires for power and control. Revan, who once valued loyalty and camaraderie, now finds himself increasingly isolated, burdened by the weight of his own choices and the consequences they bring. It is during this period that Revan's story takes yet another unexpected turn. Captured by the Republic and subjected to a form of memory wiping by the Jedi Council, Revan is given a second chance, though not by his own choice. Stripped of his memories and identity, he is reintroduced to the galaxy as a blank slate, unaware of his past crimes or the power he once wielded. This decision by the Council is both pragmatic and morally dubious, reflecting the lengths to which they are willing to go in order to protect the Republic. In many ways, it is an attempt to redeem Revan by force, to mold him back into the hero he once was, rather than allowing him to confront the consequences of his actions on his own terms. This reborn Revan embarks on a new journey, one marked by self-discovery and a search for purpose. As he gradually regains fragments of his past, he is forced to confront the reality of his own duality. He must reconcile the conflicting parts of himself: the Jedi he once was, the Sith he became, and the person he is now. This internal struggle is what sets Revan apart from other characters in the Star Wars universe. He is not merely a hero or a villain, but a person grappling with the full spectrum of his choices and the moral weight they carry. Throughout his journey, Revan's relationships play a crucial role in shaping his path. From his early bond with Malak to his connections with new allies, Revan's interactions reveal layers of empathy, vulnerability, and loyalty that contrast sharply with his dark past. He forms bonds that challenge his understanding of himself and the Force, offering glimpses of the person he might have been had his life taken a different course. These relationships underscore the idea that Revan is not defined solely by his actions, but by the choices he makes in the wake of those actions. As Revan comes to terms with his past, he begins to see the Force in a new light. He understands that it is not a matter of choosing between the light and dark sides, but of embracing the complexity of both. This realization places him at odds with both the Jedi Order and the Sith, who view the Force in absolute terms. Revan's perspective challenges the binary nature of the Force, suggesting that true balance lies not in rejecting one side or the other, but in harmonizing both. This belief is what ultimately defines Revan's legacy, as he becomes a symbol of balance and unity, a figure who transcends the limitations imposed by the traditional dichotomy of light and dark. Revan's journey toward understanding the Force as a balance between light and dark sets him apart as a true visionary within the galaxy. His experience as both a Jedi and a Sith gives him a unique perspective, one that few others could understand or accept. This notion of balance, however, is not without its challenges. Revan's desire to merge both aspects of the Force into a cohesive whole is met with resistance from both the Jedi Order and the Sith, who see the Force in more absolute terms. The Jedi, with their focus on discipline and restraint, view the dark side as inherently corruptive and dangerous. The Sith, on the other hand, embrace the dark side's power, often at the cost of their own humanity and moral center. Revan's understanding of the Force defies these traditional boundaries, marking him as a figure who transcends the conventional ideologies of the galaxy. This philosophy of balance is not merely theoretical for Revan, it becomes a central aspect of his character and decisions. As he journeys across the galaxy, he encounters individuals from all walks of life who challenge his beliefs and force him to reevaluate his path. These encounters reveal the depth of his empathy and the complexity of his moral compass. Despite his past as a Sith Lord, Revan demonstrates a willingness to listen, to learn, and to adapt. He is not driven by a desire for personal power, but by a sense of duty to the galaxy. This selflessness, tempered by a ruthless pragmatism, is what makes him such a compelling figure. Unlike many Sith, who are consumed by their own ambitions, Revan's ambitions are always directed outward, toward a greater purpose. One of the most fascinating aspects of Revan's character is the way he wrestles with the consequences of his past actions. As he gradually regains his memories and learns of the devastation he wrought as a Sith, he is forced to confront the darker side of himself. This internal conflict becomes a defining struggle for Revan, as he must reconcile his desire for redemption with the knowledge of the harm he has caused. This process of self-reflection is not easy, it is painful and humbling, yet it also reveals Revan's resilience and capacity for growth. Unlike many characters who simply seek to escape their past, Revan confronts it head-on, determined to find a way forward that acknowledges both his light and dark aspects. Revan's journey of redemption is further complicated by the lingering presence of Malak, his former friend and ally turned mortal enemy. The relationship between Revan and Malak is one of the most tragic and complex dynamics in Star Wars lore. Once inseparable, the two were bound by a shared vision and an unbreakable bond of friendship. However, as they descended into the dark side, their paths diverged, with Malak embracing the power of the Sith more completely than Revan ever could. Malak's betrayal and subsequent rise to power serve as a stark reminder of the seductive nature of the dark side and the personal toll it exacts on those who wield it. In facing Malak, Revan is forced to confront his own failures and the consequences of the choices he made. This confrontation is not merely a battle of physical strength, but a clash of ideals, as Revan seeks to redeem not only himself but also the friend he once loved. Throughout this journey, Revan's connection to the Force deepens in ways that few others have experienced. His understanding of the Force transcends the simple dichotomy of light and dark, allowing him to tap into a state of harmony that defies traditional classifications. This state of balance is not one of passivity or neutrality, but an active synthesis of both aspects of the Force. Revan's mastery over this balance grants him a level of insight and power that few others can match, making him a force to be reckoned with. However, this power comes at a cost, as it isolates him from both the Jedi Order and the Sith. Revan's unique perspective places him outside the established structures of the galaxy, forcing him to forge his own path. In many ways, Revan's story is a meditation on the nature of identity and the choices that define us. His journey from Jedi to Sith and back again reflects a profound exploration of self-discovery and self-acceptance. Rather than rejecting his past or succumbing to guilt, Revan learns to accept all aspects of himself, both the good and the bad. This acceptance is not a form of resignation, but a recognition of the complexity of his own nature. Revan's ability to integrate his light and dark aspects into a cohesive whole serves as a powerful example of resilience and adaptability. He becomes a symbol of what it means to be truly balanced, not in the sense of being free from struggle, but in embracing struggle as an essential part of growth. As Revan's story unfolds, he becomes more than just a warrior or a leader. He becomes a philosopher, a seeker of truth, and a guide for those around him. His willingness to question established beliefs and challenge the status quo inspires those who follow him, sparking a movement that transcends the boundaries of the Jedi Order and the Sith. Revan's teachings and philosophies leave a lasting impact on the galaxy, influencing generations of Force users who seek a deeper understanding of the Force. His legacy is not one of conquest or domination, but of wisdom and enlightenment. Through his journey, Revan demonstrates that true power lies not in the ability to control others, but in the ability to control oneself. Despite the magnitude of his influence, Revan remains a deeply personal and relatable character. His struggles with identity, his search for meaning, and his desire for redemption are universal themes that resonate with audiences across the galaxy. Revan is not a paragon of virtue or a symbol of unyielding strength. He is a flawed, complex individual who learns from his mistakes and strives to become a better person. His journey serves as a reminder that growth is a continuous process, one that requires courage, humility, and a willingness to face one's own darkness. Revan's story ultimately raises profound questions about the nature of the Force and the paths available to those who wield it. By embracing both the light and dark aspects of the Force, Revan challenges the notion that these paths are mutually exclusive. His philosophy of balance suggests that the true nature of the Force is not a simple binary, but a spectrum that encompasses a wide range of experiences and perspectives. This idea of balance is both empowering and daunting, as it requires Force users to confront their own biases and assumptions about the Force. Revan's vision of balance is not a destination, but a journey, one that each individual must undertake for themselves. In the end, Revan's complexity lies in his ability to transcend the labels that others place upon him. He is not merely a Jedi or a Sith, a hero or a villain. He is a person who has experienced the full spectrum of the Force, who has struggled, fallen, and risen again. His story is a testament to the power of choice and the resilience of the human spirit. Revan's legacy endures not because of the battles he fought or the titles he held, but because of the lessons he taught about the nature of the Force and the potential for redemption within all of us. As Revan's journey of self-discovery deepens, he finds himself wrestling with the legacy of his choices and the broader consequences of his actions across the galaxy. His understanding of the Force, rooted in both the light and dark sides, grants him a perspective that neither the Jedi nor the Sith can fully comprehend. Yet this insight comes with a profound loneliness, as Revan realizes that he stands alone in his beliefs. His philosophy of balance places him outside the established structures of power, leaving him in a state of self-imposed exile. The Jedi, bound by their strict adherence to the light, view him as a dangerous maverick, while the Sith, consumed by their pursuit of power, see him as a threat to their way of life. This isolation becomes both a source of strength and a burden, as Revan navigates a galaxy that refuses to accept the complexity of his vision. Revan's understanding of the Force is not merely intellectual, it is deeply personal and experiential. His journey through the dark side has left him scarred, both physically and emotionally, yet it has also granted him a profound empathy for those who struggle with their own inner darkness. Unlike many Jedi, who approach the dark side with fear and revulsion, Revan recognizes it as an integral part of existence, a force that must be acknowledged and understood rather than suppressed. This perspective allows him to approach others with a level of compassion and understanding that is rare among Force users. He sees potential in those who have been cast aside by the Jedi Order or seduced by the promises of the dark side, believing that redemption is possible for anyone willing to confront their own inner turmoil. One of the most remarkable aspects of Revan's character is his ability to inspire loyalty and trust among those who follow him. Despite his past as a Sith Lord, Revan possesses a charisma and sense of purpose that draws people to him. His followers are not motivated by fear or blind loyalty, but by a genuine belief in his vision. They see in Revan a leader who understands their struggles and is willing to fight for a future that transcends the limitations of the Jedi and the Sith. This sense of purpose unites his followers, creating a community that is bound not by ideology or tradition, but by a shared commitment to balance and self-discovery. Revan's ability to foster this sense of unity speaks to his understanding of the Force as a bridge between individuals, a means of connection rather than division. As Revan's influence grows, he begins to attract the attention of powerful forces within the galaxy. Both the Jedi Council and the Sith recognize the threat he poses to their respective ways of life, viewing his philosophy of balance as a dangerous heresy. The Jedi, who have long preached the dangers of the dark side, cannot accept the notion that the Force can be wielded in harmony with both light and dark aspects. The Sith, who revel in the chaos and passion of the dark side, see Revan's teachings as a betrayal of their core values. This opposition from both sides places Revan in a precarious position, as he must navigate the animosity of those who view him as a threat to the established order. In many ways, Revan's journey is a microcosm of the larger struggle within the galaxy, a struggle between order and chaos, control and freedom, light and dark. His quest for balance mirrors the conflict that defines the Star Wars universe, a galaxy perpetually caught between opposing forces. Revan's belief that these forces can coexist, that true harmony lies in the acceptance of both, challenges the binary nature of the galaxy's moral landscape. This belief is both revolutionary and dangerous, as it calls into question the foundations of the Jedi and Sith philosophies. Revan's vision of balance is not about compromise or neutrality, but about embracing the full spectrum of the Force and finding strength in its duality. The idea of balance, however, is not easily achieved. Revan's journey is marked by moments of doubt and self-reflection as he grapples with the complexities of his own nature. His past as a Sith Lord haunts him, a constant reminder of the darkness that lies within him. Yet, rather than denying this part of himself, Revan chooses to confront it, to understand it, and ultimately to integrate it into his identity. This process of self-acceptance is what sets him apart from other Force users who often seek to eradicate or suppress their darker impulses. Revan's journey of self-discovery teaches him that true strength comes from acknowledging one's own flaws and weaknesses, rather than pretending they do not exist. Revan's philosophy of balance extends beyond his understanding of the Force. It shapes his approach to leadership and conflict. Unlike many leaders who seek to impose their will on others, Revan believes in empowering those around him to find their own path. He recognizes that each individual's relationship with the Force is unique, and that true growth can only come from personal exploration and self-discovery. This approach to leadership is both liberating and challenging, as it requires Revan to relinquish control and trust in the abilities of those who follow him. His leadership style is a reflection of his belief in balance, as he strives to create a community that values individuality and self-expression over conformity and obedience. The legacy of Revan's teachings continues to resonate long after his time. His philosophy of balance influences generations of Force users, inspiring a movement that challenges the traditional doctrines of the Jedi and Sith. Revan's followers, often referred to as the Grey Jedi, embrace his vision of the Force as a unifying energy that transcends the limitations of light and dark. This movement represents a shift in the galaxy's understanding of the Force, a recognition that true mastery lies not in domination or submission, but in harmony. Revan's legacy as a teacher and philosopher becomes as significant as his legacy as a warrior, as his ideas continue to shape the future of the galaxy. However, Revan's journey is not without its sacrifices. His pursuit of balance often places him at odds with those he cares about, forcing him to make difficult choices that test his commitment to his beliefs. His relationships with others are marked by both loyalty and tension, as his followers struggle to reconcile their own values with his vision. Revan's closest companions, who see him as both a mentor and a friend, are often challenged by the depth of his convictions. They are drawn to his wisdom and strength, yet they are also reminded of the cost of his philosophy. Revan's relationships serve as a reminder that the path to balance is not a solitary one, but a journey that requires the support and understanding of those who share in the struggle. As Revan's story unfolds, he becomes a symbol of hope and resilience for those who seek a different path. His journey is a testament to the power of self-discovery and the courage to question established beliefs. Revan's willingness to challenge the status quo, to defy both the Jedi and the Sith, is an act of profound bravery. He is not content to simply accept the limitations imposed by others. He seeks to redefine what it means to be a Force user, to transcend the labels that have defined him. In doing so, he becomes a beacon for those who believe in the possibility of a better, more balanced future. Revan's story ultimately serves as a powerful reminder of the complexity of the Force and the potential for growth within all of us. His journey from Jedi to Sith and back again is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the power of choice. Revan's philosophy of balance challenges us to look beyond simple definitions of good and evil, to embrace the full spectrum of our own nature. In the end, Revan's legacy is not defined by the battles he fought or the titles he held, but by the lessons he taught about the nature of the Force and the importance of self-acceptance. His story is a reflection of the struggles we all face, a reminder that true balance is not a destination, but a journey that requires courage, humility, and a willingness to confront our own darkness. Revan's philosophy of balance and his journey towards self-acceptance reshape not only his understanding of the Force, but also his approach to his own past. As he navigates the consequences of his actions as a Sith Lord, Revan comes to terms with the reality that redemption is not a destination, but an ongoing process. The memories of his time as a Sith are haunting, reminders of the destruction he caused and the lives he altered. Yet, rather than allowing these memories to define him, Revan chooses to integrate them into his journey, recognizing that his past is an inseparable part of who he is. This choice to confront his own darkness, rather than flee from it, sets him apart from other characters in the galaxy who seek to erase or deny their painful histories. Revan's approach to redemption is profoundly different from the typical narratives found within the Jedi Order. Rather than striving to purge himself of the dark side or seeking absolution through acts of heroism, Revan accepts that his journey involves living with the consequences of his actions. This acceptance is not passive resignation, it is an active acknowledgement of the weight of his choices. Revan's redemption is not a process of erasing his past, but of finding a way to live with it, to carry it as part of his identity. This approach to redemption resonates deeply with those who follow him, as it offers a more nuanced and realistic perspective on the nature of forgiveness and self-acceptance. In embracing both his light and dark aspects, Revan becomes a symbol of unity and resilience for those who have struggled to find their own place in the galaxy. His teachings inspire a new generation of Force users who are drawn to his philosophy of balance. These individuals, often labeled as Grey Jedi, reject the rigid doctrines of the Jedi Order and the Sith, instead seeking to forge their own paths. Revan's followers are not bound by the traditional rules or hierarchies. They are united by a shared commitment to self-discovery and personal growth. This movement represents a shift in the galaxy's understanding of the Force, as it challenges the long-standing belief that light and dark are inherently opposed. Revan's philosophy suggests that true mastery of the Force lies not in choosing one side over the other, but in harmonizing both aspects. The concept of the Grey Jedi, inspired by Revan's teachings, introduces a new dynamic into the galaxy's understanding of the Force. These Force users are not motivated by a desire for power or control. They seek to explore the Force on their own terms, free from the constraints of the Jedi Order or the Sith. The Grey Jedi movement is more than just a philosophical shift. It is a cultural and spiritual revolution, one that defies the binary understanding of the Force that has defined the galaxy for generations. Revan's teachings encourage these individuals to embrace their own unique perspectives, to trust in their personal experiences with the Force, and to cultivate a sense of balance within themselves. This philosophy resonates with those who feel marginalized or misunderstood by the traditional Jedi Order, offering them a path that values individuality and self-acceptance. As the Grey Jedi movement grows, Revan's legacy becomes intertwined with the galaxy's future. His teachings inspire not only Force users but also those who have been affected by the endless conflicts between the Jedi and the Sith. Revan's vision of balance offers a glimmer of hope for a galaxy weary of war and division, a vision of a future where the Force is not a tool for domination, but a bridge between individuals and cultures. This hope, however, is not without its challenges, as Revan's philosophy is met with skepticism and resistance from both the Jedi and the Sith. The Jedi, with their commitment to the light, see the gray Jedi as a dangerous deviation from their teachings, while the Sith view them as a threat to their own power structures. Revan's vision of balance ultimately places him in opposition to both the Jedi Council and the Sith hierarchy. His philosophy challenges the foundations of their beliefs, calling into question the very nature of the Force itself. The Jedi, who have long preached the dangers of the dark side, are unwilling to accept the idea that balance can be achieved through the integration of light and dark. The Sith, who embrace the chaos and passion of the dark side, see Revan's teachings as a betrayal of their core values. This opposition from both sides places Revan and his followers in a precarious position, as they must navigate the hostility of those who view them as a threat to the established order. The struggle for acceptance is a recurring theme in Revan's journey, as he continually finds himself at odds with the institutions and ideologies that define the galaxy. His commitment to balance and self-acceptance is a radical departure from the doctrines of both the Jedi and the Sith, making him an outcast within the very structures he once served. This status as an outsider becomes both a source of strength and vulnerability for Revan, as he is forced to rely on his own convictions rather than the approval of others. His journey becomes a testament to the power of individuality and the courage to stand against tradition, a reminder that true growth often requires stepping outside the boundaries of established beliefs. Despite the challenges he faces, Revan remains steadfast in his commitment to his philosophy. His journey is marked by moments of profound introspection and self-reflection, as he grapples with the implications of his own beliefs and the impact they have on those around him. This process of self-discovery is not easy. It is a continuous struggle that requires Revan to confront his own doubts and insecurities. Yet, through this struggle, he gains a deeper understanding of himself and his place within the galaxy. Revan's journey teaches him that true balance is not a static state, but a dynamic process of growth and adaptation, one that requires constant vigilance and self-awareness. Revan's relationships with those around him play a crucial role in shaping his journey and deepening his understanding of the Force. His companions, who see him as both a mentor and a friend, offer him perspectives that challenge his own beliefs and force him to reevaluate his path. These relationships are marked by both loyalty and tension, as Revan's followers grapple with the complexity of his philosophy and the sacrifices it demands. Through these connections, Revan learns the importance of empathy and humility, as he recognizes that true balance cannot be achieved in isolation. His relationships become a source of strength, grounding him in the reality of his own humanity and reminding him of the importance of connection and compassion. As Revan's story unfolds, he becomes more than just a figure of legend. He becomes a symbol of hope and resilience for those who seek a different path. His journey is a testament to the power of self-discovery and the courage to question established beliefs. Revan's willingness to defy both the Jedi and the Sith, to forge his own path and embrace his own complexity, is an act of profound bravery. He is not content to simply accept the limitations imposed by others. He seeks to redefine what it means to be a Force user, to transcend the labels that have defined him. In doing so, he becomes a beacon for those who believe in the possibility of a better, more balanced future. Revan's story ultimately serves as a powerful reminder of the complexity of the Force and the potential for growth within all of us. His journey from Jedi to Sith and back again is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the power of choice. Revan's philosophy of balance challenges us to look beyond simple definitions of good and evil, to embrace the full spectrum of our own nature. In the end, Revan's legacy is not defined by the battles he fought or the titles he held, but by the lessons he taught about the nature of the Force and the importance of self-acceptance. His story is a reflection of the struggles we all face, a reminder that true balance is not a destination, but a journey that requires courage, humility, and a willingness to confront our own darkness. Revan's journey as a symbol of balance, resilience, and self-acceptance touches on the fundamental principles of the Force and its role within the galaxy. His philosophy defies the binary view of light versus dark, instead suggesting that the Force encompasses a vast spectrum that can only be fully understood through the acceptance of all its aspects. This belief challenges the Jedi's adherence to the light and the Sith's obsession with the dark, posing a question that has profound implications for both orders. Can the Force truly be understood or wielded without embracing its full nature? The implications of Revan's philosophy extend beyond the personal and into the societal. His teachings introduce a revolutionary way of thinking about power, morality, and freedom, concepts that have been dominated by the ideological frameworks of the Jedi Order and the Sith. Revan's vision of the Force as a source of balance rather than division offers a new path forward, one that does not rely on hierarchy or domination. This perspective resonates with individuals from all walks of life, especially those who have been disillusioned by the galaxy's seemingly endless cycles of conflict and corruption. Revan's followers see in him a leader who is not driven by personal ambition or a desire for control, but by a genuine commitment to a more harmonious future. Revan's impact on his followers is profound, as his teachings encourage them to question the nature of authority, tradition, and their own identities. His philosophy of balance and self-discovery empowers individuals to trust in their own experiences with the Force, to find strength within themselves rather than relying on external structures or doctrines. This empowerment, however, is not without its challenges, as it requires individuals to confront their own insecurities, fears, and inner darkness. Revan's followers must learn to embrace both their strengths and weaknesses, to find peace within themselves rather than seeking validation from others. This journey of self-discovery is both liberating and daunting, as it calls into question the foundations of their identities and the roles they have been assigned by society. As the Grey Jedi movement gains momentum, it begins to attract the attention of the galaxy's most powerful factions. Both the Jedi Council and the Sith view the movement as a threat to their influence, fearing that Revan's teachings could undermine the authority they have long held over Force-sensitive individuals. The Jedi, who have traditionally positioned themselves as guardians of peace and justice, are wary of a philosophy that encourages individuals to embrace the dark side as well as the light. The Sith, who revel in the power and chaos of the dark side, see the Grey Jedi as a dangerous deviation from their own path. This mutual hostility places Revan and his followers in a precarious position, as they must navigate the hostility of those who see them as a threat to the established order. Revan's response to this opposition is not one of anger or retaliation. Instead, he remains committed to his philosophy of balance and self-acceptance. He understands that true growth and enlightenment cannot be forced upon others, that each individual must find their own path to understanding. This approach reflects Revan's maturity and wisdom, as he recognizes the futility of trying to impose his beliefs on those who are not ready to accept them. Revan's commitment to balance and non-aggression is both inspiring and challenging for his followers, who are forced to confront their own desires for validation and recognition. Through his example, Revan teaches them that true strength lies not in the ability to control others, but in the ability to control oneself. One of the most compelling aspects of Revan's character is his ability to adapt and grow in response to his experiences. Unlike many characters who are defined by their adherence to a particular ideology or code, Revan's philosophy is constantly evolving, shaped by his encounters with others and his own inner reflections. This adaptability is a testament to Revan's resilience and open-mindedness, as he is willing to question his own beliefs and embrace new perspectives. His journey of self-discovery is not a linear path. It is marked by setbacks, moments of doubt, and periods of profound introspection. Revan's willingness to confront his own flaws and limitations is what makes him such a relatable and enduring character, as he embodies the idea that growth is a continuous process that requires courage, humility, and self-awareness. As Revan's story unfolds, he is forced to confront the consequences of his actions and the impact they have had on those around him. His relationships with others, particularly those he has hurt or betrayed, serve as a reminder of the cost of his choices and the weight of his responsibilities. Revan's interactions with these individuals reveal a level of empathy and vulnerability that contrasts sharply with his reputation as a powerful warrior and strategist. He is not immune to guilt or regret. Rather, he learns to carry these emotions as part of his journey, to use them as a source of motivation and growth. Revan's ability to acknowledge and learn from his mistakes is a testament to his resilience and maturity, as he understands that true redemption lies not in erasing the past, but in finding a way to live with it. The complexity of Revan's character is further highlighted by his relationships with his companions, who see him as both a mentor and a friend. These relationships are marked by a sense of mutual respect and understanding, as Revan's followers recognize the depth of his wisdom and the sincerity of his commitment to balance. Yet these relationships are also tested by the challenges of Revan's philosophy, as his followers struggle to reconcile their own values with his vision. Through these connections, Revan learns the importance of empathy and compassion, as he comes to understand that true balance cannot be achieved in isolation. His relationships become a source of strength and support, grounding him in the reality of his own humanity and reminding him of the importance of connection and community. Revan's journey ultimately serves as a meditation on the nature of identity, choice, and the power of the human spirit. His story is a reminder that we are not defined by our titles or the roles we play, but by the choices we make and the values we uphold. Revan's philosophy of balance challenges us to look beyond simple definitions of good and evil, to embrace the complexity of our own nature and the potential for growth within each of us. His journey from Jedi to Sith and back again is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a reminder that true strength lies not in the rejection of darkness, but in the ability to confront and understand it. In the end, Revan's legacy is not defined by the battles he fought or the titles he held, but by the lessons he taught about the nature of the Force and the importance of self-acceptance. His story is a reflection of the struggles we all face, a reminder that true balance is not a destination, but a journey that requires courage, humility, and a willingness to confront our own darkness. Revan's teachings continue to resonate with those who seek a different path, inspiring generations of Force users who are drawn to his vision of harmony and self-discovery. His legacy as a symbol of balance and resilience endures, a beacon of hope for those who believe in the possibility of a more balanced and harmonious future. Revan's story also poses a question that remains unanswered. What is the true nature of the Force? His philosophy of balance suggests that the Force is not simply a tool for good or evil, but a living energy that encompasses the full spectrum of existence. This idea challenges the traditional views of the Jedi and the Sith, who see the Force as a means to an end rather than an end in itself. Revan's vision of the Force as a source of unity and connection offers a glimpse of a future where the galaxy is not divided by ideology or power, but united by a shared understanding of the Force as a source of life and harmony. Revan's understanding of the Force as a source of unity, rather than division, becomes a cornerstone of his philosophy and the legacy he leaves behind. His view challenges both the Jedi and the Sith, who have long seen the Force as a tool to be wielded in pursuit of their respective ideals. Revan, however, believes that the Force is not something to be controlled or dominated. It is an energy that flows through all living things, a cosmic force that binds the galaxy together. This vision of the Force is both empowering and humbling, as it requires individuals to look beyond their own desires and ambitions and recognize their connection to the larger fabric of existence. Revan's philosophy is not an abstract concept. It is a way of life that he embodies in his actions and interactions with others. His commitment to balance and unity is evident in the way he treats his followers and allies, fostering a sense of mutual respect and understanding that transcends traditional hierarchies. Revan's leadership style is defined by empathy and humility, qualities that set him apart from the more authoritarian figures within the galaxy. He does not seek to impose his will on others or demand their loyalty. Instead, he inspires trust and loyalty through his actions, demonstrating that true leadership is about serving others rather than seeking power for its own sake. This approach to leadership and the Force resonates deeply with those who follow Revan, as it offers a path that values individuality and self-expression over conformity and obedience. Revan's teachings encourage his followers to explore their own connection to the Force, to trust in their own experiences and insights rather than relying on external authority or dogma. This philosophy of self-discovery is both liberating and challenging, as it requires individuals to confront their own fears, insecurities, and inner darkness. Revan's followers must learn to embrace all aspects of themselves, to find strength in their vulnerabilities and wisdom in their flaws. This journey of self-discovery becomes a defining characteristic of the Grey Jedi movement, as it challenges the traditional notions of what it means to be a Force user. The impact of Revan's philosophy extends beyond his immediate followers, as his teachings inspire a new generation of Force users who are drawn to his vision of balance and harmony. These individuals, often marginalized or disillusioned by the rigid doctrines of the Jedi and the Sith, find in Revan's teachings a sense of purpose and belonging. The Grey Jedi movement becomes a refuge for those who seek a different path, a place where they can explore their own connection to the Force without fear of judgment or persecution. This movement represents a shift in the galaxy's understanding of the Force, as it challenges the binary view of light versus dark and suggests that true mastery lies in the acceptance of all aspects of the Force. Revan's philosophy of balance also has a profound impact on the galaxy's political landscape, as his teachings offer a vision of a future that is not defined by conflict or division. His belief that the Force can be a source of unity and connection, rather than a tool for domination, resonates with those who have grown weary of the endless cycles of war and suffering. Revan's vision of a harmonious galaxy, where individuals are free to explore their own paths and find common ground with others, offers a glimmer of hope for a future where the Force is not a weapon, but a bridge between cultures and civilizations. This vision, however, is not without its challenges, as it requires a fundamental shift in the way individuals perceive themselves and their place within the galaxy. The challenges Revan faces in spreading his philosophy are significant, as both the Jedi Order and the Sith view his teachings as a threat to their authority. The Jedi, who have long preached the dangers of the dark side, are unwilling to accept the idea that balance can be achieved through the integration of light and dark. The Sith, who revel in the power of the dark side, see Revan's teachings as a betrayal of their core values. This mutual opposition places Revan and his followers in a precarious position, as they are forced to navigate the hostility of those who see them as a threat to the established order. Despite this opposition, Revan remains steadfast in his commitment to his philosophy, refusing to compromise his beliefs in the face of adversity. Revan's journey is marked by moments of profound introspection and self-reflection, as he grapples with the implications of his own beliefs and the impact they have on those around him. His commitment to balance and self-acceptance is not a static state. It is a dynamic process that requires constant vigilance and self-awareness. Revan's philosophy of balance is not about achieving a final state of harmony, but about embracing the ongoing struggle to integrate all aspects of oneself. This process of self-discovery and self-acceptance is a journey that requires courage, humility, and a willingness to confront one's own darkness. Revan's ability to navigate this journey with grace and resilience is a testament to his strength of character and his commitment to his beliefs. As Revan's story unfolds, he becomes more than just a leader or a philosopher. He becomes a symbol of hope and resilience for those who seek a different path. His journey is a testament to the power of self-discovery and the courage to question established beliefs. Revan's willingness to challenge the status quo, to defy both the Jedi and the Sith, is an act of profound bravery. He is not content to simply accept the limitations imposed by others. He seeks to redefine what it means to be a Force user, to transcend the labels that have defined him. In doing so, he becomes a beacon for those who believe in the possibility of a better, more balanced future. Revan's legacy endures long after his time, as his teachings continue to inspire those who are drawn to his vision of balance and harmony. His story is a reflection of the struggles we all face, a reminder that true balance is not a destination, but a journey that requires courage, humility, and a willingness to confront our own darkness. Revan's teachings offer a path to self-acceptance and personal growth, a path that values individuality and self-expression over conformity and obedience. His philosophy of balance challenges us to look beyond simple definitions of good and evil, to embrace the complexity of our own nature and the potential for growth within each of us. In the end, Revan's legacy is not defined by the battles he fought or the titles he held, but by the lessons he taught about the nature of the Force and the importance of self-acceptance. His journey from Jedi to Sith and back again is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the power of choice. Revan's philosophy of balance suggests that the true nature of the Force lies not in domination or submission, but in harmony and unity. His vision of the Force as a source of connection and understanding offers a glimpse of a future where the galaxy is not divided by ideology or power, but united by a shared commitment to peace and understanding. Revan's story ultimately raises profound questions about the nature of the Force and the paths available to those who wield it. By embracing both the light and dark aspects of the Force, Revan challenges the notion that these paths are mutually exclusive. His philosophy of balance suggests that true mastery of the Force lies not in choosing one side over the other, but in finding a way to harmonize both. This idea of balance is both empowering and daunting, as it requires Force users to confront their own biases and assumptions about the Force. Revan's vision of balance is not a destination, but a journey, one that each individual must undertake for themselves. Through his journey, Revan becomes a symbol of the possibility of redemption, the resilience of the human spirit, and the transformative power of self-acceptance. His legacy endures as a beacon for those who seek to transcend the limitations of ideology and explore the full potential of the Force. Revan's teachings remind us that true strength lies not in the rejection of darkness, but in the courage to confront it, to understand it, and to find harmony within it. His story is a testament to the power of choice, the importance of balance, and the potential for growth within all of us.